A word about the holes. Now, typically I buy most of the slate already has the holes in it. And they look like this right here. And they're already punched in. There's two of them. They're nice and even. They're straight through. Saves time when you're putting it on. Now, in some cases, I also get some slate without holes. For example, this one. And this one didn't have any holes in. So in those cases, you can tap them in with your hammer, your slate hammer with a pointed edge, but I found it less likely to get any breakage if I use my masonry bit. I don't know if you can see that. And it's about I don't know if it's a 1/4 inch. It's probably not a 1/4 inch, but that would work too, 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit smaller. And I just drill right through it. I get less breakage and I get a nice clean hole, and usually I'm in position where I can grab my, if I'm on a lift or something, I can have my drill with me. Now if I'm in a position where I can't have the drill with me, then by all means I'll have my slate hammer and put them in that way, tapping them in gently. So I recommend getting most of them with the holes in, but getting some without them. Now the other thing to think about is the width. These are 8x16s to get this look here. Now, it turned out it was handy having some wider. So I think in the future I had some of these left over from the other roof, kind of by accident, but I think I'm going to get a half a square, or maybe even a square of just some different sizes that I can mix in, because it turns out it's really handy, especially when you're running on the short ends and everything else. So that's a little word about the holes in the slate and the sizes. In general, these are considered 1/4 inch, but they do in some cases run thinner, and in some cases a little thicker, but not too much. So there's variation. The nice thing is if you have some, in some cases some are really thin, and at first I thought, oh, that's too bad, I kind of getting cheated, but it turns out that's not the case at all. Those thin ones are awesome for repair. Just set them aside, because when you go onto these older roofs, up on there where it's 150 years old, you want the new piece of slate to slide in nice. You don't want to be jamming any slate up there, because the more you jam them up, you start breaking others, and then your one slate repair turns into about 4 or 5 by the time you're done. So turns out you do want some thin ones. Set them aside if you don't want to use them on your regular roof, but definitely hold on to them because they are great for repair.